Breaking news! A Room 52 exclusive. Take it away.
Vallejo City Unified School District has an iPad initiative to put an iPad in the hands of your student. This is the pilot phase for 2014 and 15 that will begin in April 2015, and it will begin with 2 different academies at 2 different high schools. Vallejo High School has the Hospitality Academy, and Jesse Bethel has the International Finance Academy. So why iPads? Well, we want your students to have 21st century skills. So what that looks like is your student's going to be an effective communicator,
A skilled collaborator.
a critical and innovative thinker.
A responsible professional. A global learner and contributor.
So these 21st century skills are going to help your kids be flexible and adaptable with whatever environment they're in. They're going to have literacy in information, and we know there's a whole lot of it, aren't there?
There's plenty to learn.
It's going to help them improve their leadership skills, social responsibility. Don't you think it's responsibility to be a social person?
Very responsible.
Ethics. That's a big topic right here. We want them to make the right decisions, and we also want them to be aware of the global community and all the different cultures that's present at Vallejo High
Being
School.
culturally aware is a big thing.
Another thing that they want to be literate at is technology. Technology is moving fast. I mean,
We are a technological world.
I get an iPad, the next day it's already obsolete. So we want them to be literate with the new technology of these days. And also we want them to take initiative. So about this initiative, one iPad will go to every high school student with the Hospitality Academy and the International Finance Academy for the entire school day. So can they take it after school to their houses?
No, that's...
You are correct, they can't take it home. It must be on campus during school hours. Phase 1 of this iPad initiative is going to make sure that these academies have students using their iPads only on campus. And they should only be using it in those academy classes. Do you know some of those teachers?
Some of those teachers are considered English, math, history.
And hospitality, and maybe a science class even.
We do have some
for
science.
finance, their finance class.
Miss Mora, what are we going to talk about next?
I'm glad you asked. We're going to talk about how to protect your iPad, logistics and issues of safety, how to care and handle for your iPad, because it's precious,
It is precious.
and how to be responsible, and when are you and your family liable for the device. So protecting usage.
It's very important.
So these iPads don't belong to you. They're going to be checked out to you, because who do they belong to, Nathaniel?
They belong to the school and the school district.
Thank you. And your student will be bringing home a day use agreement that's going to require for you to sign, to read and sign on the dotted line.
The dotted line? What if there's a solid line? It's just dotted?
Then sign it.
Sign.
Now, okay, iPads, we know that they're so much fun and there's so many things you could use it for, but are they supposed to be using it for games and stuff like Facebook?
No, that would be irresponsible.
Yes, it's only for academic use only. And we want to make sure that our students are digital citizens. Do you know what a digital citizen is?
I have no idea.
Well, let me tell you.
Please inform me.
I will. Digital citizens are students who use their technological devices both professionally and appropriately.
That's very important.
Talking about appropriately, the appropriate use of our iPads. So can you just go onto YouTube or Pandora or iHeart.com at any time of the day?
Man, I really wish we could, but unfortunately, we can't.
And that's because we have a filter protection. The school district blocks all these inappropriate sites. And your student will not be able to upload any of the apps that they want because they will be blocked as well. So we're not allowing students to put any personal content on their iPads, especially because the district can at any point look at what you're looking at. Did you know that?
I did not. That's very interesting.
And a little frequent.
Yeah.
So about appropriate use, have you heard that some people they'll steal iPads and then they'll like jailbreak them? Have you heard of that?
Yes, I have. It's really weird.
Do you think people could do that with these iPads?
No.
You know why? Because they're going to be blocked in so many ways. The district has purchased additional GPS into their devices so that we can locate them right away. Plus, you can't even use them at home because they're only going to be accessible through the district Wi-Fi. Did you know that?
I did not.
So can you bring it to Starbucks?
No. Well, Starbucks does have free Wi-Fi, so.
But it won't link in. Sorry
It's
about
free
that,
Wi-Fi.
guys. It is, but it can only be used at school. And that's why we want to make sure you leave it at school because that's where it belongs. So you can't change the iPad name and you can't put or remove anything on there because it really belongs at the school. What's the next topic about?
Safety.
Internet safety. So students will not be able to use their iPads for non-educational messaging or chatting. Are there people you want to message with at school?
Of course.
But can you talk about your prom color dress?
No.
Not this time, because you can only talk about this is only used for educational purposes. Now, so you can't also be logging into your Instagram, Snapchat, and all those very social media networky stuff, because this is not meant for social networking or gaming.
You know, one thing also too that people do a lot on social media is cyberbullying.
No.
Yes. Cyberbullying is a very bad thing, and we don't want it.
No, not allowed, not tolerated.
Nope, not tolerated whatsoever.
Cyberbullying, and that's the reason why we gotta keep it safe.
Let's talk about the logistic and safety procedures of these iPads.
This iPad has a very durable case, and you can also see it has a plastic backing that when you put something in there, it's pretty airtightly sealed. Did you know that?
I did not.
Take a gander.
Yep, definitely no air in there.
That's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
All these iPads, your iPad, what do you know? I found Nathaniel's label.
Is that mine?
Your iPad will be labeled in 100 million different ways. And one of those 100 million different ways is it's gonna be color coded. It's gonna have the student's name, the logo of their academy, if you're at Vallejo High School, your grade, which teacher it's gonna be in the classroom. Yours gonna be Miss Grace. And the name of your cow. Cow, do you know what that stands for?
I do not.
Computer on wheels.
What?
So every
You got it on
teacher,
wheels?
yeah, every teacher's gonna have a cow,
You
and
made
your
it.
cow is named Petunia.
Petunia?
And we're gonna talk about that
modified
on
name.
Friday. On Friday, April 17th, when your student meets the iPad for the first time, they're gonna find out what teacher, what the name of the cow, the color of the cow, and the room number. So that's where this iPad belongs if it's not in your hands. Nathaniel, where'd he go? I guess I have to finish the section on my own. So the check-in and check-out procedures is your student must go to his or her assigned cart teacher. And so every teacher has a cart with a different color and a different name where they have to pick it up. And they can pick it up before school, during break, at lunch, or after school. And we hope that they're only picking it up when they need it for their academy class. They probably don't want to secure this in the PE locker, for example, because it's probably not very safe. Now, the class-to-class procedure is we want to make sure that when the student is transporting this from a class to another class, they want to strap this to their body and duct tape it around so that nobody can ever steal it. We're just kidding. We just want to make sure that you guys are really safe and that you protect your iPad from any possible harms. Whoa, you're not Nathaniel. Hi, Bianca.
Hi, Miss Mora. Now we're going to be talking about damage and loss. The iPads are insured by the district for use on the VHS campus only.
So, is it going to be insured the moment you take this home?
No.
Exactly. These devices are covered for physical loss, such as a broken screen, water damage, or even theft, only during the school day and while that student is on campus. So, if that happens, the student must report the damage or stolen iPad to the academy teacher immediately. So do you want to take this iPad home?
No.
I'm sure you want to though. But you shouldn't. Because once you take it home, if anything happens to it, you gotta pay for it. So let's talk about the care and handling and the liability and the responsibility of these devices. So Bianca, tell me, how do you keep your iPad safe?
You follow the responsible use guidelines. You only use it at school for academic purposes only, and you follow the technology guidelines.
Which is on that white paper that your student should have shown you to sign in order for him or her to have it for day use.
And lastly, you follow classroom rules for the iPad set by academic teachers.
Thanks, Bianca. So, in order to keep your iPad safe, keep the case on at all times. You don't want a naked iPad. It's gross. Protect your iPad while moving between classes. If you ever have to do that, respect your iPad in this process. This is a huge privilege. And know the expectations, rules, and regulations, and follow them at all times. Don't ever leave your iPad unattended. Try to keep this iPad at school at all times as much as you can, and then keep this device away from food and drink, because our iPads are not hungry for those things.
Expectations. You have to report damage or loss immediately, and students will share passcodes with academic teachers and academy VP and no one else.
So some reminders: keep your iPad in the locked cart with your assigned teacher or on your person at all times. Remember to return it at the end of the day, or if you have to leave early, try to make sure that it goes back to its proper cart. But if you can't, if there's an emergency and you need to go home right away, as much as you can, give your iPad to Miss Mora or Miss Madsen. We want to make sure you take care of your iPad and that you inform your academy teacher of any loss or damage immediately.
Oh, this is an amazing opportunity to prepare your child for a successful future.
Thanks for tuning in with us. If you have any comments or questions, please contact me, Miss Mora at Vallejo High School, or Miss Rivera, our VP, or Mr. Schmidt at Jesse Bethel, or Miss Matlock, their Vice Principal at Bethel.
Tune in next time.
I got all this out anyway, it's okay.
Breaking.
Nathaniel!